Hey, rhythm guitar rockers. Today I want to talk about knowing the notes on your fretboard and how it can help you with your rhythm guitar playing. I know learning the notes on the fretboard is an extremely boring process, but the benefit that you'll get by learning the notes on your fretboard is going to be substantial. In the opening sequence, I played 4 versions of a D major chord. Lots of chord shapes that we use are actually movable. So knowing where the root note is of that movable shape becomes very important because now you could play that same chord in various locations all over the guitar neck. And if you have that information readily available, you can instantly pick whichever version you want and play it on the guitar neck. The process of starting to learn the notes on the fretboard seems like it's this big, huge task. It shouldn't be. If you've never learned the notes on your fretboard, it really doesn't make that big of a difference if it takes you a little while to learn the notes, because so far you've gotten up to this point without really knowing much at all. So just making it be a little longer without knowing all the notes on the fretboard isn't going to kill you. If you're just starting out, it's going to be an extremely huge benefit for you, and it's going to be able to get you to the kind of results that you want faster. The way that you would approach learning all the notes on the fretboard is very, very slow. You don't try to take a Saturday afternoon and learn all the notes on your fretboard. It's boring. You don't want to do that. It's discouraging. You'll never go back to it. What you should do is work on it just a little bit, literally 2 minutes. As soon as you pick up your guitar, just spend 2 minutes reviewing or learning where notes on the fretboard are. So the biggest thing is that when you learn notes on the fretboard and then you know it, make sure that you actually review that first next time. It's that recalling of information that makes it stay in your brain. So if you learn something and then you never touch it again, you're probably not going to remember it. But if you constantly go back to it over and over and over again, the recall of that information is what makes it stay in your head. So I'm going to give you one way in which I teach my students how to learn the fretboard. So the first approach to learning where your notes are on your guitar neck is going on a string by string basis of just learning where one note is. So we're going to learn where the A notes are on all of our strings between the 1st fret and the 12th fret. We're not going to use open strings, and we're not going to go past the 12th fret. On the 6th string, there's an A note on the 5th fret. And then on the 12th fret on the 5th string is another A note. So you just want to know where those 2 notes are, and you just go back and forth, and you could play the notes or you could just look at your guitar neck. Then after that, you're going to move on to the next string, which is your D string. And there is an A note on the 7th fret of your D string. So now, what you're going to do is you're going to start on the 5th fret of the E, 12th fret of the A, then go to the D string on the 7th fret. So on strings 6, 5, and 4, it's 5, 12, 7. Now when you get to this point, do not go back to the 6th string. Go back to the 5th string. That way you're learning where the A notes are in 2 different directions. So it would be 5, 12, 7, 12, 5. Then when you're comfortable with that, you're going to move on to the next string, your G string. An A note is on the 2nd fret. So now we're going to start from the beginning. So it's 5, 12, 7, 2, 7, 12, 5. And when you're comfortable with that, do it as many times as you need to until you're comfortable. Speed is not important, accuracy is. You're going to move on to the next string. 5, 12, 7, 2, 10 on the B string, and then go backwards 2, 7, 12, 5. And then when you're comfortable with that, we're going to add the last string in. That's your high E string. It's the same exact fret as where we started. So that'll be on the 5th fret of your high E string. 5, 12, 7, 2, 10, 5, 10, 2, 7, 12, 5. Once you got this down and you could do it pretty fluently, fantastic. Always go back and revisit this every time you pick up your guitar. When it becomes super easy, now you move on to another note and you learn that note. And once you learn that note, you quickly review the A's, and then say you learned where your E's are, then you would quickly review all your E's, and then you would move on to something else. But doing this in small, little, tiny doses is how you learn your fretboard, not by spending a Saturday afternoon hoping to learn them all. Remember, always have fun with your guitar, and I'll see you in the next video. If you like that video, you're going to love this brand new e-guide that's totally free. The link is in this video's description, or you can go to rhythmguitarlessons.net/P, lowercase r, lowercase o.